Man, that is an ugly ass camera case, isn't it? All right. So I got this in the mail yesterday, and I started to unpack it, and I was like, well, maybe I'll do a video on this. So this is an old film camera that I got, and I, my stepmom had a case like this that she put all of her makeup in. It's just, oh my god, it's hideous. So this is a Minolta camera. I'm just going to kind of go through it with you and just talk about it a little bit. I thought it'd be pretty fun. A lot of these old pamphlets come in there. I'll go all over this stuff in a second. These film cameras have these cool, you might see a lot of people walking around with these now. These cool vintage straps. It looks like a acoustic guitar strap basically. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of them are very comfortable, they're like worn in and stuff. And then some of them smell like smoke because everybody smoked back in the 70s and 80s. So this one actually doesn't smell too bad. Look at the look at this. It's pretty cool. Oh god. Pull this out. So this is their camera bags have come a long way. So this is their like organization system. Had a little thing, put your telephoto lens in, and you put your camera right there. It's just kind of humorous to me. But yeah, I have a lot of fun going through these older cameras. I haven't tried this one out yet, but a lot of these flashes, let me get in here a little bit so we can get a little bit better view for you. A lot of these, if you get one of these, a lot of these older flashes, they'll have the battery in them. So here's the battery. Let me see if I can do this out without screwing up my pool table. This old, whoa. I don't know if you could see that, but how, well, I mean, not the corrosion's bad, but just the Duracell, the label on there, how old that is. So that this battery's probably been in there since the early 80s. This cool thing about it, I was going through the, this is a Minolta XG7. Came with a 50 millimeter f1.7. All the old film cameras, that was their kit lens back in the day. On most of them was a 50 millimeter prime, which was great. So it came with all these papers. They're kind of cool to look through. So this was purchased from Kmart. Look at that. Can you see that? Kmart. So I purchase price $277. So I went online and went through found a deficit, or not deficit. What's it called? What it would be cost nowadays? What $277 is now, or back then compared to right now. So $277 back in 1979 came up to $914 nowadays. So that's about what a camera would cost nowadays. So it's basically, the camera market has pretty much stayed the same as far as pricing is concerned. So some other cool stuff that came in this. I'll go over the camera here in a second. I just thought I'd show you some of this cool stuff. This is an old Reno flyer. Guess they went gambling or something. And I thought that was cool. And flip it over, and it has a date on here of October 81. So those are some prices back in 81, which you could get you some prime rib and stuff like that. Very cool. Okay, enough about that. So yeah, like I was saying about these flashes, most of the time they don't work just because it's all corroded. Took me a second to get the battery thing off, but you'll see they're corroded. Now if you want to try to get them to work, what you do is take a little sandpaper and try to rub off all that corrosion, and sometimes it will work. But if you're used to nowadays flashes, these are very slow. They have to like charge up almost. So it's not like it's a speed light or anything like that. They're very slow to gather up the power to actually fire off. So this one also came with a telephoto. This one's actually a ProMaster. Hey, you know that name, don't you? ProMaster. They still make stuff. What is this? This is a 85 to 210 f3.8. F3.8. So this is pretty good. Let's see if this one is. Yeah, this one. So the zoom is contained inside the lens. Really nice. And yeah, and the back's kind of closed off too. So basically, what you want to do if you're looking at these things is hold them up to the light and look through them and make sure there's no mold or anything like that. So you turn it down to the lowest aperture here, and if it's not open, there would be a little lever there you could press to open it up, and you could see through there. This one, let me look in the light real quick. Yeah, hold it up to the light and look through. Yep, I could see through it clearly, no fungus or haze, so that was a solid purchase. Sometimes when you order, I ordered this one off eBay, sometimes when you order off eBay, it's a estate sale, or they'll say as is, or they got it out of their grandfather's closet, passed away or something. But this one, this camera right here is in excellent condition. They took some pretty good pictures of it, so when listing it. So another thing to look for is look through your viewfinder. This one's clear. And take the lens off here. I've already checked this lens out and it's good and clear, and the aperture blades are snappy and everything. So I'm going to resell this. I bought it to resell because it was an auction and they listed it super low and nobody bid on it. So I'm going to break it all up and sell it in different parts on eBay and make a few bucks. But I don't make too much from doing it on each piece, but it's fun to go through all this stuff. Came with all the manuals and stuff. So came with warranty and everything. Let me show you how to, obviously this probably doesn't work. Let's see. It's a bonus if the camera works, because a lot of times it won't work. Let me get a screwdriver real quick and open this bad boy up. Alright. The bad thing about these old cameras is they have this little thing to open the battery pack, and you know what? I never seem to have a quarter to open it, and that's generally what it has. So let me grab a screwdriver. I'm guessing, I'm pretty sure they'll use these batteries LR44, which most of these old cameras that are silver and black like that use, Pentax, whatever model, generally. Not all of them. But, whoa, that was almost bad. Alright, let me grab a screwdriver real quick. Alright, I found one. I'm trying to break stuff today. Alright, let's see here. Let's take that out, unscrew it. It's best to use a quarter because a lot of these screwdrivers kind of mar the bottom cap of this. So this one actually takes two. A lot of the Pentax only take one of the batteries there. And you can see inside there, it's fairly clean. So typically, like with a Minolta like this, unless it's a, we go through the prices. A Minolta like this, if it's working, you could get $15 or $20. Some of the other ones you can only get around $10, $12. So it takes a little effort to do all this. So I don't know if other people would like to do this, but like I said, it's a lot of fun to try these out. These battery packs are always. This lens is 50 millimeter prime f1.7. Typically sells for 30 or 40 bucks. If it's working, you gotta check them out before you sell them. Make sure they're clear, like I showed you. So on these battery things right here, it'll show you which direction to put the battery in. So just pop those in there, and we will put it in there and see if this bad boy works. Now some of these old cameras, the shutter will fire without batteries. The batteries, the only thing they do is the light meter, but this model is not the case. It requires batteries for the shutter to fire. So let's see if the shutter fires. So I got it on here, got it on auto. Nope. So it's not working. Some of the other Minolta ones will have a switch down here that you have to turn on and then fire up here. Let me see if there's anything in here that's obstructing it. Oh, we got some old film. I could have had this developed. Maybe that's the problem. So we'll go ahead and pull the film out. And throw that away. Try one more time. Turn off, on. Work for me. Work for me. No, no go. So this goes in my junk pile, so I'll sell this as parts. So under parts I could only get about $5 for it. So not working, but the lenses will make my money back easily on this. So this other lens I could sell for about $25, $30. This ProMaster, maybe more. But yeah, that was just me going through an old camera. They're fun to get. But thanks for watching. Yeah, check out my eBay store. I'll leave a link to it below. You can purchase this stuff if you want. Thanks for watching.